This is Carrie with Crazy Over Art. Today's artist, Rebecca Flores. She's quite an inspiration. Let's go inside and meet her in her studio.
Looking at is a painting that I created entitled Harmony. And the reason why I created this painting is it's part of one of my collections entitled Inner Peace. And the colors that I added are basically yellow, orange, reds, greens, blues. There isn't any white in here. I wanted to omit the white. But again, I created a coalesce effect, meaning I create my colors, I mold them, and I create them into this effect. And if you can see this here, this is all created basically with my fingers and my nails. I didn't do anything. This is with my hands. I didn't use a brush because some things in life I like to touch them so that I can feel the moment and the truth behind my technique. And this is sometimes I like to sit as I'm doing now, and I just like to work and create. And again, this is harmony. Balance is the key to me creating all the things that I enjoy doing, all the things that I love to do as growing, learning, and aspiring myself. But in order for me to get more inspired, I like to sit here and draw little objects as soon as they come to mind. I sit by my little craft table, look out my little window, and I could not be able to create such beautiful pieces, of course, without my wine. This is sangria. I make my homemade sangria, and I enjoy this, and then I start my creation based on my feelings and the mood that I'm in.
Your techniques and your phases, Rebecca, I want you to describe some of them for me.
To describe some of my artwork, it's, as I mentioned, it has a lot to do with movement, the tenderness of my hand touching the element of the paint of what I'm going to create. How it's going to evolve, how I'm going to create this illusion for people to be able to stand and visualize what I have created is what I bring about with my art. I want people to put themselves in my painting or in my story. I want them to see the story. I want them to be able to walk away understanding that creating something wonderful is not just about speaking verbally, but creating it in any type of form as long as you're using an artistic approach. My finger technique and a little bit of my stroking technique, the coalesce form that I create. So if you look at this painting, it's called Romancing. And it's part of my mental health collection that I created last year in May in 2013. This is a 48 by 60. And this is a man, a Hispanic man, playing the sax, and a Hispanic woman wearing a kerchief, sitting with a guitar in her lap. What she is doing is she kind of paused to admire the man that she's loved all her life, playing the music that echoes their love affair. But I need to add that this painting, in February of 2014, won first prize in the Newport Art Museum, which is a juried exhibition out of almost 300 people, which actually was 272 people. I was the only diverse person there. I won first painting and the first award for this particular painting, and it hung till May 5th. So this is Romancing. What we're looking at now is called Sensory Back. That's the title of the painting, and it's 40 by 40. I created this with I consider it a mixed media because it's mixed with oil and acrylic. People say that you cannot mix oil and acrylic, but guess what? I love to experiment. There's only one way I'm going to ever find anything out is by me experimenting myself. So I created this beautiful piece. It's actually a photograph of my own back that someone was generous enough and kind enough to take a picture of me. And this is me coming out the shower holding the towel, and it's around here. And I did this with palette knife. It's a palette knife technique, again, very gestural, no pencil, no paint. And I just created the form of each, of my body based on a photo that was taken. And the rest, I just created the background to give it a beautiful effect. And I mixed a lot of colors because I think that when you mix colors, especially a lot of colors like this, it always gives it a much more fulfilling composition look, and when people can enjoy. And it's kind of a coarse painting, but it's a beautiful painting, again, that I created just using colors. Again, it's forming the colors of the coalesce style that I've been using to mold this painting together.
Tell us about the collection behind us.
The painting that we're looking at here, the gray painting, is entitled Nature, Nurture, Hope. She is the mother of all my mental health paintings. And the image is really me with my eyes closed. It's an image I create of how I see the world in a very healthy, positive manner, and how I would like it to be, actually. So it's created again with my hands, a lot of dripping, a lot of splashing, a lot of things that I use from my kitchen, a fork, maybe a branch from my backyard, my fingernails. But it was created for the purpose of how I see the world based on what I've experienced and what I've studied, researched, experienced, and taught. The left represents colors of strength and dominance, when the right represents clarity and calmness. So yeah, she represents everything. A lot of the times we are aware of our own elements of where we are and what we know. But when we are outside of that element, we do not understand how to be much aware. Although our sense tells us we're not in a good realm, we still don't listen to that. So X marks the spot. And there's a saying that says, you make a mistake, it's once, the second is stupidity, the third is now a habit. So if you continue doing that, you're not aware of your surrounding, of your senses, of the things you should be considering, which is what you don't see. That's why this is called awareness. Endless energy. Interesting, because when this was created, I am in the background of this. It's an invisible Rebecca sitting on a chair with her hands on her head, her legs crossed. Actually, the chair is a white risen chair. So I don't know if from there you could see a slight image of me. My hair is all crazy, but for some reason, I didn't think that image or that particular creativity reflected my collection. So what I did was I said, it doesn't have the energy. I created all this energy with my fingers, and it's all really marbleized. I like to give a marbleized effect to my coalesce molding of pieces that I create, because it stands out more. Not many people like abstract, but again, it depends on the abstract. And this one tells a good story of your energy is endless if you just focus and you tap into your creativity, your talents. So that's what this one is all about.
Rebecca, thanks for letting us interview you today. It's wonderful to be here. Tell us about you being an artist and how you knew you were creative.
Interesting, because I didn't really know I was creative or I was an artist. I started painting at the age of 10, just seeing a lot of good things and bad things growing up in the South Bronx. But I do remember every time I did see something, I would go to my bedroom, I would twirl, look in the mirror, and visualize myself doing all the things that I wanted to do for myself, how I wanted to be. I envisioned that already. But to know that I was an artist, I had no idea I was an artist until later on in life, because I continued the painting, I continued my poetry, I continued the writing, but I didn't recognize it till later on in life. And usually you don't recognize it until you have gone through some type of tragic, where you can take that talent and that gift that was given to you and transform that into something where everybody can enjoy and view.
Thanks for joining us today. This is Carrie. Think and be creative. Until next time.